Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of factoring trinomials. This is standard A.10E in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 24, which is a new item type called multiple select of the 2023 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. Alright, so we need to select two answers here. So you notice what happens if I try to just select one. It is going to show an error message saying you have not answered everything. And if I try to select a third one, you notice after I've selected two, a third one is not an option. So they really want you to select two answers here. So let's see what they're actually asking us to do. We've got just a basic trinomial, and we need to find two equivalent expressions. So when we see these really big numbers, 12, negative 48, positive 48, we should be thinking factoring. Can we factor something out of that? And if we looked at it like this, what would be the largest common factor? Well, let's just start with 12. 12 obviously goes into 12. Does 12 go into negative 48? Yeah, 4 times. And then positive 48, yep, the same 4 times. So I'm going to divide the whole term by 12, which means what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of distribute it out like this. So it's going to be 12x squared over 12 minus 48x over 12 plus 48 over 12. Let's see what we get here. So that's just going to be x squared minus, that's going to leave a 4 there, 4x, and then that's just going to be a 4. Now, I can't just leave it like this. That's not equivalent. What I did was I factored out that 12, so I need to go ahead and just put that whole trinomial into one set of parentheses, and now that 12 would end up on the outside, right? Because if we wanted to double check our work, we would just factor that back out. That would be 12x squared minus 4x times that 12 plus 4 times that 12, right? And that's going to end up being minus 48x plus 48. All right, so we can go back and forth between the two. And that's what we started with. So this is going to be one of our answers. So if we see it, and we should see it right down there at the very bottom. So let's go ahead and grab that one. Okay, so we grab that last answer, but we can't factor anything else out. So that's not going to help us. What we need to do now is we really need to just focus in on, it's still going to be a 12, right? You notice there's a 12 outside everything, okay? Because obviously that 12 just can't disappear. Now let's focus in right here. We need to factor out that x squared minus 4x plus 4. We need to factor out that trinomial into some binomials, but hopefully we recognize something. Let me open up my reference materials. Hopefully we should be noticing, you see this difference of squares and the perfect square trinomials right there, right? We should be looking to see, are there any of those that we could use? Because we should notice that this is a square, right? It's 2 squared, okay? So if that is 2 squared, we might be able to kind of look at that perfect square trinomial. Let's see if that works, okay? So what happens if we do that a minus b squared? Well, a is just 1, and then that b squared is going to be 2 squared. Right? 4 makes 2 squared. So what happens if I do 12, and then I do x minus 2, x minus 2? Well, that's going to be 12, x squared minus 2x plus 4, which gets us x squared minus 4x plus 4, which is what we started with. So it's going to be this x minus 2, or we can simply combine them into x minus 2 squared. Answer is A and E.